Okay. So, hello everyone. Am I audible? Please give me a thumbs up if I'm audible. Hello everyone. Am I audible? Okay, screen is visible. Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Dr. Vasundhra and today we are discussing our third aspect of disease, that is disease of ornamental crops, spices, medicinal, plantation and other crops. So, what is included in the other crops? Someone was asking regarding the nutritional disorders and physiological disorders. Okay. So, today we will discuss each and every nutritional disorder. Okay, each and every physiological disorder that is asked in your ADH exam. Okay, sorry, AHO exam. So they are asking physiological disorder majorly. Nowadays, they are not going for the disease, some disorders, some nutritional deficiencies in this class. Okay, so I hope you just go through the two classes that we have discussed. So in today's class, we will mostly focus on these nutritional disorders and physiological disorder, because in like medicinal and each crop, what we have discussed, like we have discussed each organism. Okay, so that what alternaria is doing, what fusarium is doing. So today we will focus on yeah, one more concept we will discuss, important spiroplasma, phytoplasma, fastidious vascular bacteria disease along with their vectors. Okay, so today we will going to discuss most important part that is asked in your exam. Okay, so let's start with, okay, just give me a, let me give a outline. Okay, so today we are discussing first ornamental crops. Okay, first one we will discuss important ornamental crops. Second, we will discuss medicinal crops. After that, we will go to plantation crops. Okay. After that, what is spices and condiments? After that, we will discuss important disease caused by phytoplasma, spiroplasma, and fastidious vascular bacteria. Again, this is also important. Next, we have what? Nutritional disorders. Okay. Nutritional disorders we will discuss. Next, we have physiological disorders. Okay. And also disease caused by Phanerogamic parasites. Okay. So today we are going to discuss these crops, these disease. So let's start with first one, that is disease of chrysanthemum. So as I mentioned earlier also, that we have discussed each and every pathogen. If there will be different pathogen or which is having characteristic symptom, we will discuss it in detail. Rest we have discussed. Okay. So first disease, here in these crops you just have to study the only disease and their pathogen. They are not asking for like primary source of inoculum, secondary source. This is just for the crops, important thing in the crop. So here, from here you will only read this disease and the pathogen. Okay. And so in this chrysanthemum, what is important? First thing that is important is the stunt disease that is caused by viroid. Okay. So viroid disease of chrysanthemum, question can be asked, which of the following is the viroid disease of chrysanthemum? So which is the viroid disease? Chrysanthemum stunt viroid. This is the viroid of chrysanthemum. Okay. So this is important. Next we have nematode. Okay, which is the foliar nematode. There are two nematodes in this crop. Okay, chrysanthemum. What are they? Foliar nematode, and second is root knot nematode. Okay, so what about foliar nematode? Foliar nematode is Aphelencoides rhizum bosai. Okay, so you should know the name of the nematode. Next we have root knot nematode. As we discussed, it is the most important nematode in the vegetable crops and in these ornamental also. Okay, so this is Melidogyne species. Is it clear? So these are the important thing you have to study from this. One more important is also rust of chrysanthemum. Okay, if we talk about rust of chrysanthemum, what is the causal organism of rust of chrysanthemum? That is Puccinia horiana. Again, this is important. So there are four important diseases you should know because of their causal organism is different. Again, powdery mildew. We have discussed powdery mildew of cucurbits. Okay, powdery mildew of in case of what? Okra. And also here in case of chrysanthemum, what is the causal organism of powdery mildew of okra? If you go through the classes of vegetable and fruits, tell me. That is Erysife chicoracearum. Again here also the powdery mildew is Erysife chicoracearum. Is it clear? So I think these are the diseases. Wilt, again here wilting takes place only by the fusarium again. Okay. So in most of the cases, if it is fungal wilt, then it will be with the fusarium. Okay. Fusarium is the causal organism for the fungal wilt. And if we talk about the bacterial wilt, mostly it will be with the Ralstonia. Is it clear? Okay. So let's start with the important disease that we have to discuss. Again, one chrysanthemum white rust. Again, this is important. White rust of chrysanthemum. Why? Because of its causal organism. You should know what is the causal organism of rust of chrysanthemum. That is Puccinia horiana. Again, if it is a Puccinia, yeah, Xanthomonas also does. Wilting is also occur in the Xanthomonas, mostly bacterial wilt. It is Ralstonia. Okay, most of the vegetable, if we can say, so it is Ralstonia. Yeah, Xanthomonas also responsible for the wilting. Okay. Next we have chrysanthemum white rust. Okay, now what is the symptom of this chrysanthemum white rust? Since it is called as white rust, so here the pustule formation, there is formation of pinkish pustules. And what is the characteristic symptom of the rust? That is, there is formation of pustules. Okay, there is formation of the pustules. Okay, pustules will form in case of chrysanthemum rust or any of the rust. But here the pustule will be pinkish color. Okay, is it okay? Next we have important thing again, how it is spreading with the conidia. Again, this is very basic. Always the secondary source of inoculum that we discussed in the fruit crops and in vegetable crop also. Raised pustules, very good. Raised pustules we can say, but here the pustule will be pinkish. Okay. Next disease that is important, that is powdery mildew of the chrysanthemum. Okay, powdery mildew of chrysanthemum we have discussed. It is Aricyphe chicoracearum. Okay, powdery mildew. And what is the characteristic symptom of the powdery mildew? There are two things you have to remember. That is, there is white powdery growth. Okay, white powdery growth is there. And next, what we have, white powdery growth is there. Next, what we have, clistothecia. Again, this is very important question. In general, they can ask which of the following pathogen form clistothecia. So powdery mildew is the common pathogen that is forming the clistothecia. Okay, that is a sexual fruiting body. This is also very important. It is a sexual fruiting body. Clear? So here you have to remember these things only. So this was about the disease of chrysanthemum. Next we have disease of gerbera. If we talk about the disease of gerbera, again first is powdery mildew of genera. Symptoms will be same, but the important thing here you have to remember is the causal organism, which is Golovinomyces chicoracearum, or earlier we call it Aricyphe chicoracearum. Okay, rest thing is will remain same, that it form white powdery mass on the upper surface of the leaf, first thing. Second, it form clistothecia. Again, this is the same thing. Next, we have grey mold of gerbera. Again, this is very important. Anywhere when there will be grey mold, this is common. Grey mold. Sometimes question can be asked, which of the following pathogen cause grey mold? In general, they can ask. So, it will be Botrytis cinerea. Okay. So, it will be Botrytis cinerea. Clear? So, Botrytis cinerea causing grey mold, and as its name indicating, what is the formation of? There is formation of greyish fungal growth. Okay, greyish fungal growth will form. Clear? Is it clear? Formation of greyish fungal growth. Clear? Next we have, again when we talk about its spread, it is again by conidia, but here you have to remember only one thing, that is the causal organism of grey mold. It is Botrytis cinerea when there will be grey mold. Clear? Next we have root and crown rot. As its name indicating, crown rot means what is happening here, root and crown portion is getting rotting, is getting rot. Okay, so any of the disease, mostly when there are the root disease, what is the causal organism, root or crown? It will be always a pythium and phytophthora, and sometime it will be fusarium. So here also the causal organism for root rot is pythium, phytophthora and fusarium. Again, pythium, phytophthora are downy mildew fungus, and we are I am telling you in each class that what is the management of these, and they are the downy fungi. So tell me the name of the chemical that we are using for the control of pythium and phytophthora, and what are the spores they are forming quickly, because again this is very important question. Pythium and phytophthora are forming, name the spores. Metalaxyl, very good, we are using metalaxyl for its control. Okay, so this thing you have to remember. What are the spores? Very good, it is forming sexual spore if we talk about. So they form sexual spore is oospore, and if we talk about asexual spore, it will be zoospores. Clear? So this was all about the crown. Yes, what is happening in the root and crown rot? So the crown portion, ridomil is also correct. So what is happening in this case? The crown of the plant became soft and ultimately die. Okay, dying of crown portion firstly became soft, and after that it die. Next, what is happening in this case? If the symptom or if the infection becomes severe, then the plant dies. Okay, plant dies when infection become severe, because if root portion or the roots of a plant collapses, the plant will die. Okay, so this was all about, you have to remember about these causal organism of both, all the three diseases are important in case of gerbera. So you should know the causal organism of all three diseases. Next, we have the important disease of the jasmine. And again, what is important in case of jasmine? That is rust. What is the causal organism of jasmine rust? That is Euromyces helianthi, sorry, hobsoni. Okay, Euromyces hobsoni is the rust of the jasmine. Again, you have to remember the causal organism of this. If we talk about leaf spot and leaf blight, mostly in case of ornamental plant, leaf blight occurs due to two organisms. One, it is Alternaria alternata. Second, there can be anthracnose blight, but it is also less. So mostly the leaf spot or the leaf blight in case of ornamental, it occur due to Alternaria. And quickly in the comment box, tell me the characteristic symptom of the Alternaria. Quickly, what is the characteristic symptom of the Alternaria? Okay, so here rust is important. Again, I am saying anthracnose. Anthracnose is important. Coltotrichum gliosporides, it will remain same that we discussed in the mango, that what it is forming, sunken lesion will form in case of okay, sunken lesions form in case of Coltotrichum. And if we talk about the collar and root rot, here it is caused by Sclerotium rolfesi. And what is the structure? Target board, very good. What is the symptom form in Alternaria jasmini? That is a target board symptom. Okay, target board symptom will be there. Again and again, this symptom is very important because it is characteristic symptom of the Alternaria. Correct? If we talk about bacterial leaf spot, here the bacterial leaf spot is caused by Pseudomonas syringae. Okay, again this is important. And what is the viral disease of jasmine? Again this is important. Viral disease of jasmine is chlorotic ring spot. Okay, and it is caused by the virus. So which of the following is the viral disease of the jasmine? Chlorotic ring spot is the viral disease of the jasmine. Next, we talk about phyllodes of the jasmine. What is happening in the phyllodes disease? The floral part converted into the green leafy structure, that is a phyllodes. Conversion of floral parts converts into what? Green leafy structures. Correct? Is it okay? Floral part converts into green leafy structure. This is the characteristic symptom of the phyllodes, and phyllodes in jasmine is caused by phytoplasma. Again, this is important question. So what are the important question from jasmine? You should know the causal organism of rust, that is Euromyces hobsoni. What is the viral disease of the jasmine? That is, what is it? Chlorotic ring spot is the viral disease. Next, what is the jasmine phyllodes? Jasmine phyllodes is caused by the phytoplasma. So these are the three important diseases you have to remember from this. Rest, just go through the causal organism from here. Okay, now Sclerotium rolfesi is forming the sclerotia. Okay, as its name indicating. Name other organism or other pathogen that is forming sclerotia. I told you like 5 to 10 times. Now tell me the causal organism which is causing sclerotia. Important one. We have discussed in the vegetable crops more than 10 times. Now only you will tell me what is that. That is causing sclerotia as a resting structure. Okay, so these are the 4 important disease of the jasmine. Rhizopus. Is it rhizopus or something related to rhizo? And yes, and if we talk about the vector of the chlorotic ring spot, it is white fly. What is the vector? White flies are the vector. Okay, white flies are the vector of this. And if we talk about the phytoplasma, vector is rhizoctonia is the correct answer. Very good. Rhizoctonia form sclerotia. Clear? If we talk about phytoplasma, so it is leaf hopper. Correct? What is the vector of this disease? That is leaf hopper. Okay, so this was the disease of the jasmine. Let's talk about the disease of tuberose. Okay, so again here not very peculiar or not very different disease they are asking. Like here important thing to remember is flower and bud rot of tuberose. So flower and bud rot of tuberose is caused by Arvinia keratovora, subspecies keratovora. Now in the comment box tell me the what is the characteristic symptom of this Arvinia, what this bacteria is doing, what it is secreting, which enzyme it is secreting. We have discussed it in fruits crop, we have discussed it in vegetable crops. So now tell me what is the disease or what is the enzyme that is secreted by the Arvinia amylovora quickly in the comment box. Okay, so here this is important, flower and bud rot. If we talk about, again I'm saying, if we talk about leaf spot or flower spot, it will always be alternaria in case of most of the ornamental plants. So here it is alternaria polyanthi, which is having with the very good pectinases or pectinolytic enzyme, which what it is doing, it just degrade the pectin substances and make the flower very soft, which ultimately leads to decay of the fruit, this flower. Clear? So flower and bud rot is important here. If we talk about botrytis leaf rot spot, as its name indicating, so causal organism will be botrytis elliptica. Causal organism will be botrytis elliptica. And again, if we talk about nematode, so major nematode, that is root nematode, is again Melidogyne incognita. Clear? So here you have to, what is the different disease that we discussed? That is flower and the bud rot, and it is caused by Arvinia. Okay? So these are the disease of the tuberose. Okay? Next, we will talk about the disease of rose. One of the most important disease of the rose is black spot of the rose. And sometime question can be asked, black spot is the disease of which of the following ornamental or which of the following crop. So this is important that you have to know black spot is the disease of rose. Okay, and also its causal organism is important, that is diplocarpon rosea. Okay, diplocarpon rosea is the causal organism of the rose. Correct? Okay, if we talk about, yes, powdery mildew is again important. What is the causal organism of powdery mildew of rose? And if you just go through the classes of disease of fruits crop, there we have discussed the different appendages of the powdery mildew. So tell me, what is the appendages of this Sphaerotheca? Because as I mentioned that there was a question in your AO, last AO exam or double AO, that Uncinula has which type of appendages. So if we talk about Sphaerotheca, what kind of appendages and how many ascus are there? We have discussed it in the disease of fruit crops. Anyone? Very good. It is having with the correct. Sphaerotheca is having with the simple appendages. And how many ascus? Very good. It is good. Having single ascus. Very good. So it is having with the simple appendages. So if this is our ascus, so it is having the single ascus, and these are the myceloid or simple appendages. So this is in case of Sphaerotheca. Very good. You answered it correctly. Okay. So yes, powdery mildew. For powdery mildew, there is a control measure of sulfur. We are using sulfur in case of sulfur in case of powdery mildew. Exception, tell me the exception in which we are not using the sulfur. For the control, you are asking the control measure for powdery mildew. It is always sulfur in most of the cases. But which of the, yes, very good. But in case of cucurbits powdery mildew, we are not using the sulfur. We are using dinocap. Why we are not using the sulfur? Due to the phytotoxicity. Very good, cucurbits is the correct answer. But here for the so for the control of powdery mildew, we are using the sulfur. Correct? Dinocap. Very good. Dinocap is the correct answer. So rest, if we talk about again, one more important disease, it have stem canker and dieback. Okay, what is it? Stem canker and dieback because of its causal organism. Diplodia rosarum is the causal organism of the stem canker and dieback. And what is the symptom of the dieback? Again, this is very important when we talk about dieback. So what is happening in the dieback? There is what? Death of the tissues from tip to backward. Tip to backward. This is again the characteristic symptom of the dieback. What is happening? That rotting, or we can say death of the tissue starting from the tip and it spread into the whole plant. Phytotoxicity, very good. This is phytotoxicity is correct. That's why we are not using sulfur in case of cucurbits. Correct? And again, if we talk about rust, again, what rust? Rust is important in each, if we talk about uh, each ornamental crop, rust is important. Okay, so here the rust pathogen is Phragmidium mucronatum. Now, why it is called Phragmidium? When you see its spore, then it will look like this. Phragmidium. There are many fragments in it. That's why it is called as Phragmidium mucronatum. Okay. When we see is its spore. Next so this is important. Black spot is important. Powdery mildew is important here. Stem canker and dieback is important here. Rust is important, and crown gall. All you know that it is caused by the Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Again, this we have discussed in the which? Where we discussed crown gall. Most importantly, crown gall is a disease of which? In which crop? Quickly. Crown gall. Crown gall. Are very simple. Crown gall is a disease of which of the apple? Okay. Next, we have two more important disease, that is rose mosaic and rose rosette. If we talk about rose mosaic, so you have to remember it is a, yes, there are many crops in which crown gall is there. Okay. Mango powdery mildew. Cabbage. What mango powdery mildew? Any doubt? Appendages you are talking about. Mango powdery mildew. Okay. So if we talk about other disease which are mosaic and the rose rosette. So mosaic disease of the rose mosaic is caused by the, it is due to the mechanical transmission or by the grafting, and it is caused by rose mosaic virus and it occurs due to grafting. Okay. So next we have rose rosette. So if we talk about rose rosette, so it is transmitted by which? Aerophoid mite. Aerophoid mite. So again, this is important. This is the mosaic disease, and sorry, this is the both of them are the viral disease, but their vector is different. If we talk about rose mosaic, the vector is whitefly, and if we talk about the rose rosette, it is aerophoid mite. Got it? Any doubt? So this is the things you have to remember in this. Okay, if we talk about oidium powdery mildew, it is also having the simple appendages. If you are asking this because you are not replying. So if you are asking the appendages of the mango powdery mildew, it will be simple. Correct? So if we talk about the black spot of rose, that is diplocarpon rosea. So what is happening in this case? So if this is the rose leaf, so there will be a black spot. Okay, there will be a black spot, and after this there is a yellow halo. Okay, yellow halo will be there. So this is the characteristic symptom of the black spot of rose. Okay, and what happened when the infection became severe? Severe infection, what is happening in case of severe infection? There will be defoliation. Correct? There will be defoliation of the leaves. Defoliation will be there. And if we talk about again spread, then again it is conidia. Okay, spread takes place through the conidia. Correct? And so this was important in the black spot. Majorly its causal organism is important. Correct? Next we talk about powdery mildew of rose. Powdery mildew of rose, that is Sphaerotheca panosa. Sphaerotheca panosa, that we discussed, and its symptom will remain same. Its management will remain same, that we are using sulfur for the control of the powdery mildew, and there will be white talcum powder growth on the upper surface of this powdery mildew. And also there is an exception of the powdery mildew. Which powdery mildew? Yes, which powdery mildew? Mango powdery mildew. Very good. There is exception in case of mango powdery mildew. Correct. That's what you were telling, is it? There is exception in mango powdery mildew. Correct. This is correct. Okay. So next we have, yeah, it required dry host conditions. Next we have downy mildew of rose. Again here important is its causal organism. What is the causal organism? That is Perennospora sparsa. So here you have to remember only the causal organism is important. And if we talk about the symptoms, what are the symptoms? There are purple, reddish, brown, irregular spot on the leaves. That is in the each downy mildew symptom. We have discussed downy mildew disease in many crops, so it will remain similar. But here the important was its causal organism. Correct? Next, let's talk about disease of gladiolus. Again, if we talk about disease of gladiolus, what is important here? Just go through each and every disease and its pathogen. When we talk about Curvularia blight is there in case of gladiolus, which is important. Okay, Curvularia blight is important in case of gladiolus, which is caused by Curvularia gladioli. Correct? And botrytis, again, if we talk about botrytis blight, so it is caused by botrytis gladiolorum and botrytis cinerea. Next, we have neck and comb rot, and again, it is the causal organism will remain same. Next is penicillium comb rot. Again, these all are molds. What are they? These are molds and they are causing disease in the gladiolus. Most of the molds disease are present in case of gladiolus. Stem phylum leaf spot is again very important in case of gladiolus. And if we talk about bacterial scab, again bacterial scab is one of the important disease that is caused by Pseudomonas gladioli, Pathovar gladioli. And if we talk about scab, what is the symptom of the scab? There will be raised symptom on the leaves. Okay, if this is leaf, there will be raised symptom which became corky after some time. Okay, corky appearance of the symptom, that is the symptoms of the scab. Is it correct? Next is stem phylum leaf blight. It is caused by the stem phylum. Okay, again if we talk about root knot nematode, which is the root knot nematode here? Again here it is Melidogyne hapla. Again there is one important mosaic disease or viral disease, we can say, that is mild mosaic or ring spot. And this mild mosaic and ring spot is caused by which either by bean yellow mosaic virus or by tobacco ring spot virus. Okay, and if we talk about its transmission, so it is transmitted by aphid or mechanical transmission will be there. Aphids or mechanical transmission. Correct. So this was important in case of the gladiolus, disease of gladiolus. Okay. Again, I have written here Fusarium comb rot occur in the gladiolus. And what are the symptom of the Fusarium? What it is doing? It is basically characteristic symptom of Fusarium is vascular discoloration. Okay. Vascular discoloration is the important symptom of the Fusarium. Okay, and what is happening here? Rotting of the comb. Firstly, what is happening? The comb became dry. Dryness of comb occur. After that, they will rot. Is it correct? So this is happening in case of the Fusarium comb rot of the gladiolus. Next, we have botrytis blight of gladiolus. Again, it is causing by a mold, that is grey mold, botrytis cinerea. Okay, botrytis cinerea. So again, we have discussed what this botrytis is doing. So it is producing the grey fungal growth on the leaves. Okay, grey fungal growth on the leaves will be there. And if we talk about bacterial soft rot, again if there is soft rot, what will be the causal organism if there will be soft rot? Which bacteria causes soft rot? This is again important general question also. Which bacteria is responsible for soft rot? Quickly. Arvenia. Very good. Arvenia is the correct answer. Arvenia, and again this Arvenia secrete pectinolytic enzyme which cause rotting of the gladiolus and ultimately leads to the foul smell. Correct. So these are the important disease of the gladiolus. Next we have carnation. So there are not much disease you have to discuss in carnation. So one is the carnation rust. Again and again I am saying rust disease of each and every ornamental plant is important, which is due to the Euromyces dianthe. And what is the characteristic symptom of the rust? That is a formation of uridospores. And there will be rust pustules on the upper surface of leaves. Rust pustules on upper leaf surface. This is the characteristic symptom. Okay. Next, we will talk about calyx splitting of the carnation. This is again a very important note. This is not a disease. This point you have to remember that this is not a disease. This is a physiological disorder. Okay. In last, we will discuss the physiological disorder, but this in carnation, this is important. Physiological disorder due to the temperature fluctuations. Okay, this is the important thing, or we can say that excess nitrogen is also responsible for this, that is excess nitrogen is also responsible for its cause. What is calyx? Basically what is happening, if we have a flower bud, okay, if this is the flower bud, so these are the calyx, are the small leaves that are protecting the this small bud, okay. So these are the sepal parts that are protecting this bud. So that is, this is called as the calyx. Correct. So what is happening in this case, if there will be temperature fluctuations, more temperature fluctuations, or there will be excess of nitrogen, so there is a splitting of this calyx, okay. Calyx will split. So this is the major physiological disorder of the carnation, and it is asked in your AHO exam previous year. That's why this is important. Correct. Okay. So this was all about ornamental. We have discussed all the important disease of the ornamental crops. Now we will move to the some of the important plantation crops. Is there any doubt regarding the ornamental crops? Any confusion, any doubt? Should we start with the plantation crops? Okay. So everything is clear. Next, we will talk about the disease of the coconut. So first disease, and very important disease, question can be asked like kadang kadang is a disease of which of the following. So there are two crops in which kadang kadang disease is important. And what are these crop? One is coconut and other is oil palm. Firstly, this thing is important. Next, uh, which of the following is the viroid disease of the coconut? This is again very important question. So kadang kadang is the important viroid disease. And here the family of this viroid is important because we study viroid under two family, Acinviridae and Popsiviroidae. So here it belongs to Popsiviroidae. Sorry, Popsiviroidae. Correct. So these three things are important. Next, what is the literal meaning of the kadang kadang? Kadang kadang means dying dying. Okay, so this comes from Philippines word. Kadang kadang words come from the Philippines. This is again important. And hosts are important. Viroid disease, this is important. Family is important here. And what is the literal meaning of kadang kadang? That is dying dying. So what is happening in case of kadang kadang? There will be formation of water soaked lesion on the leaves. Okay, water soaked lesion. Since it is a viroid disease, so what is happening? There is reduction in the size of the leaves. If it is a viroid disease, reduction in size of leaves. Correct. And next thing that we have to discuss is its transmission. When we talk about its transmission, so it is mechanically transmitted. It is mechanically transmitted. Again, this is very important point. It is mechanically transmitted. So these are the things you have to remember for the coconut, that kadang kadang is a disease of coconut and oil palm. Correct. Next, it belongs to Pospiviridae. Next, literal meaning of kadang kadang is dying dying. Water soaked lesions are formed. So symptoms they are not asking because there is no typical symptom for in this case. Normal viroid symptom like leaves became reduced. In severe infection, that there will be defoliation. So these are the disease that is occurring in this case. Next, it is mechanically transmitted. Again, this is very important that it is mechanically transmitted. Correct. When any disease is mechanically transmitted, so first thing we will do is to use the what? Healthy planting material. Okay, healthy planting material. So this was important regarding the kadang of coconut. Next disease we have of the coconut is the root wilt disease. And question can be asked, which of the following is a phytoplasma disease of coconut? So it is a phytoplasma disease. Okay, phytoplasma disease caused by Candidatus phytoplasma palmei. Okay, this is the causal organism. Candidatus Phytoplasma palmei. Okay. Next, what is happening? Again, phytoplasma. What is happening? Stunting, growth decline. So these are the some symptoms of the phytoplasma that will be common for all the disease of the phytoplasma. There is no characteristics or specific function. Next, we have what about their spread. If we talk about their vector, so what are the vector? There are two vector. One is lace bug and other is leaf hopper. So these are the two important vector of this. Okay. And when we talk about lace bug, what it is Stephanitis typica. Here also I have written, but they will not go to this name of the vector. They will simply ask which of the following is the phytoplasma disease, or simply they can ask what are the vector. Is it lace bug or leaf hopper? Okay, name they are not asking generally, but here I have to tell you this is the lace bug. Okay, and when we talk about the leaf hopper, what is it? It is Protista moesta. Correct? So this is the leaf hopper. Again, it is a phytoplasma disease. So sanitary practices like we have to take the healthy planting material. This is one of the important strategies to control all these vector disease. Okay, all these disease like phytoplasma, spiroplasma or mechanically transmitted specifically. Since this is a vector disease, so to control vector, we have to use different chemicals, like we are using imida as in case of white flies. Here we are using forate 10G for insect pest management. So the disease which are spread by the vector, we are using what? Insecticides in that case, and the disease which are spread by mechanically transmitted disease, where we have to use the healthy planting material. So this is the basic difference you should know. Now there are two important disease of the this coconut. One is Tanjore wilt. Next we have stem bleeding. So what is the causal organism? In your exam, it is also known as basal stem rot. Why they are important? Due to their causal organism. When we talk about causal organism, it is Ganoderma lucidum, also called as Ganoderma wilt. Okay, Ganoderma lucidum. Now tell me in the comment box, what is this Ganoderma? Ganoderma, what is Ganoderma? If we talk about stem bleeding, it is Thalaviopsis. Thylaviopsis paradoxa or Ceratocystis paradoxa. Anyone? What is this Ganoderma? What is it? Mushroom. Very good. Correct. So why it is called Tanjore wilt? Because it was discovered from Thanjavur or Tanjore, we can say, in where it is? Tamil Nadu in 1952. That's why it is called as Tanjore wilt. Now let's talk about its symptom, because there is one important or You can just confuse in the symptom. Why? Because there is a release of reddish brown secretion or ooze type, ooze we can say, or fluid we can say, fluid from the tree. Same in case of this same symptom, that is what, reddish brown fluid will be there. What is the difference between both, the how we distinguish? Since it is a ganoderma, so there will be ganoderma or mushroom structures on the coconut tree. Okay, so what is happening? There will be mushroom structure in case of Tanjore wilt. One more important thing, this Tanjore wilt generally attacks the roots. Since it is a basal stem rot, so there will be rotting of the roots specifically. Root rot, okay? And however, in case of stem bleeding, mostly it is attacking the stem and upper portion, that is leaves, stem, okay, leaves it is attacking, stem it is attacking, so it is attacking the stem and the upper portion. So this is the characteristic symptom that you will distinguish between Tanjore wilt and stem bleeding. But important point here you have to remember is their causal organism, Ganoderma lucidum, and here it is Thalaviopsis paradoxa, correct? Other symptom if we talk about, so this is it. These are the major symptoms, that these are the characteristic. This mushroom structure is the characteristic symptom from which we can distinguish whether it is a Tanjore wilt or it is a stem bleeding. Correct? And this reddish brown fluid will secrete in both the cases, both in stem bleeding. That's why it is called as stem bleeding, because there will be bleeding of this fluid from the plant. Okay, what is happening? This is plant will get dry, and this stem starts secreting fluid secretion. Okay, so these are the two important disease of the coconut. Okay, so here I have discussed about the stem bleeding disease, that is Thalaviopsis paradoxa, Ceratocystis paradoxa we have discovered. One more important thing regarding this stem bleeding, it generally occur during July to November. Okay, during the rains, July to November, and here there will be foul smell. Again, this is the characteristic symptom of the Tanjore wilt. If there will be foul smell, then you can also distinguish that it is a Tanjore wilt, not a stem bleeding. Again, this is important. Is it clear? Please tell me in the comment box, is this clear? Both the disease are clear to you, how to distinguish between Tanjore wilt and stem bleeding? Quickly in the comment box. Okay. So let's talk about other disease. So these are also important. Causal organism is important. Basically, rest things is important for journal pathology. But for your exam point of view, their causal organism is important. Again, next we have bud rot. Bud rot is also important due to its causal organism. Causal organism of bud rot is Phytophthora palmivora. And quickly tell me, Phytophthora belongs to which family? We discussed about very detail, and tell me about the shape of sporangia of Phytophthora. We have discussed this also. So it is Phytophthora. I told you that this thing is important. They can ask that which of the following is which shaped. What is the shape of sporangia? You're not studying, huh? What is the shape of sporangia? Very good. This is a lemon shape. Yes, correct. And family is Perennosporaceae family. Very good. So in here you have to, what you have to remember, only this bud rot. Bud rot is caused by Phytophthora palmivora. And you know rest of the symptoms, since it is a Phytophthora, it is a downy mildew fungus. Okay. So we are using all the metalaxyl and all for this. Okay. And Phytophthora, so it has lemon shaped sporangia. So we discussed it in the very detail about the Phytophthora. So here you have to remember only the causal organism of bud rot of coconut. Correct? So these are the important disease of the coconut, and now we will discuss the disease of the arecanut. So first important question that is asked from the arecanut, Mahali is a disease of which of the following? Mahali disease. So first question is from here. So if they ask Mahali is a disease, that is called as what? Arecanut. Okay. And they can also ask that what is the other name of the Mahali disease of the arecanut. So it is Kolyoroga. Okay. Kolyoroga is the other disease of the arecanut. Other name of the Mahali disease of the arecanut. Correct? Again, the causal organism will remain same. That is a Phytophthora palmivora. Okay. So symptom will remain same. That is Phytophthora palmivora. But one important symptom here it is mostly affecting the nuts. Okay, only nuts. There is severe symptom on the nuts. What is happening in the symptom? If we talk about younger nuts are susceptible. Okay. So what is happening? Suppose this is arecanut nut. Okay, there will be formation of water soaked lesion. Okay, water soaked lesion will be there, and after that this lesion start increasing. Okay, lesion start increasing, and there will be fall of this nut. Okay, nut will fall on the ground, and in the ground this nut is covered with a whole mycelial growth, cottony mycelial growth. So that's why it is called as Mahali disease, or it is called as complete rotting of the nuts. So what is happening? There is the formation of water soaked lesion on the tree, and this lesion expand and this nut fall on the ground, and after that on the ground this whole nut is covered with the fungal mycelium. Is it clear? Okay, fungal mycelium, white fungal mycelium we can say. Correct? So this was important in case of Kolyoroga or Mahali disease. Again, it is Phytophthora. You know each and everything about the Phytophthora. We have discussed in the detail. Next is we have foot rot. Again, question can be asked. Anaerobiroga is the disease of the which of the following? So anaerobiroga is the disease of again arecanut. What we call it? Foot rot, also called as foot rot disease of the arecanut. And if we talk about the again causal organism is Ganoderma lucidum. So symptom will be same. Okay, there will be bract shaped fruiting body. Okay, that is Ganoderma, bract shaped fruiting body on arecanut tree. This is again characteristic symptom of the what? This anaerobiroga. Is it clear? So these are the two important, and they are not even asking for the causal organism. They are directly asking Mahali is the disease of which of the following. They are asking anaerobiroga is the disease of which of the following. Okay. Other name of Mahali disease is what? Kolyoroga. So you should know these 3-4 questions that are important from this arecanut. And one more important things. Okay, these are the some Kannada words like on which these disease are, the name of this disease are there. Like if we talk about anaerobiroga, okay, Kolyoroga, and one more thing is Polyoroga. Okay, so these are the Kannada words basically. So if there will be anaerobiroga, anabi, basically this anabi is called for the fruits. In case of arecanut, we can say so. Fruits they are called this anabi. Okay, meaning of fruit is anabi. Anabi is the fruit. So if there is any disease related to anaerobiroga or any disease that is anaerobiroga, which means disease caused by a mushroom. Correct? And if there is Coleoroga, that is always Mahali. Mahali disease of, this is specifically for arecanut. One more term is Polioroga. Okay, what is it? That is a pseudo stem disease of banana. And it is caused by, one more important question now you will tell me, it is caused by banana Brecht mosaic virus. And now you will tell me answer of this question because it was in your ADH 2017 ADA. Anyone? We have discussed it in banana. Tell me the causal organism now. This is your homework if you are not telling. What is the vector of the banana Brecht mosaic virus? And these are the three terms: anaviroga, Coleoroga, and Polioroga. Anyone in the comment? Vector of banana Brecht mosaic virus. What is it? It was in your ADA 2017. And we have discussed it in the banana. I have written in the last. Is it mechanical? Sure, it is mechanical. Okay, now you will read this and tell me in the comment box. Aphid, very good. It is aphid. Which aphid? Which aphid? Very good. This is aphid. And it can be by Aphis gossypi and Pantalonia nigronervosa. Very good. Aphid is the correct answer. Okay, so these are some important points that I have to discuss with you. Next, we have disease of tea. Okay, tea. Anyone who like tea or coffee? You like tea or coffee? Which one? We will study disease of both, tea and coffee. Make this session in, oh, tea. Nice. Okay, so make this interactive. Both, ma'am. Okay, good. So from tomorrow, we will just interact in your course itself. So this is the last online class. Sorry, YouTube class. So from tomorrow, we will make it properly two-way conversation. Okay. So let's talk about important disease of tea. So first disease is red rust, and question for you is name a fruit disease in which we have discussed this red rust, or which we called algal rust. In that case, I also told you other example of this. Okay, coffee you are taking. Okay. Now tell me in which disease we have discussed this red rust. Very good. It is mango. So two important crop, mango, tea, guava. We can say in guava we can also see this algal rust. Okay, so what is the causal organism of algal rust? That is Cephalourose virescens. Okay, Cephalourose virescens. This is the causal organism, and it is not a fungal rust. Question can be asked that which of the following is a algal rust, okay, or which of the following is not a fungal rust. So this is very common question. Or they can ask that which of the following crop is having with the, which of the following crop is having with this red rust. So question can be asked like that, or causal organism of red rust. It is true rust or not. So these are the important aspects of this rust. So in detail we have discussed in the mango also. So what are the, if we talk about the symptoms, so what is happening, rough circular raised lesions are developed. Okay, why it is called rust? Because again it form pustule like growth. okay, forming it from pustule-like growth, which are red in color. That's why the leaves appear red. Okay, leaves appear red, it form red pustule, that's why it is called as the red rust. In case of tea, there is a resistant cultivars that is called as Sakimidori. Okay, Sakimidori is the resistant cultivar for this red rust. Infestation is or the infection is very high of this algal rust, that in severe infection, all leaves are covered with these red pustules. Correct? Okay. And again, if it is a green algae, so it is belonging to chlorophyceae. If they have to make your question very tough, so they can ask what is the family of this cephalourose or red rust. So it is chlorophyceae. Okay, because it is algae, so they can ask this. Rest, there is no important thing to remember here. So these are the important thing, that these are the major crops in which it is present: mango, tea and guava. And pustule like growth is there, which are red in color. That's why it is called as red rust, and it is caused by algae. Caused by, I'm writing it so that you will retain this, algae. Okay, that is algal rust. Clear? Again, this is very important. They can ask, like they ask calyx splitting. In your last exam, they have asked calyx splitting is a physiological disorder of which of the following. So they can ask yellowness. Yellowness is a physiological disorder or nutritional disorder of which of the following. So it will be tea. Yellowness is a physiological disorder of tea that is caused by what? Sulfur deficiency. Again, it is deficiency. They will ask you whether it is deficiency, whether it is toxicity. Okay, so question can be asked like this. So here it is sulfur deficiency. Yellowness is a disease of tea that occur due to sulfur deficiency. Clear? So this is the only thing you have to remember from this yellowness. Again, if it is yellowness, so what will be the characteristic symptom? There is yellowing of leaves. Okay, so if it is yellowness, so there will be yellowing of leaves, and it is a nutritional disorder. What is it? Nutritional disorders. Correct? So this you have to remember from the tea. Correct? Next we have blister blight. Again, what is important in the blister blight? Its name. Blister blight is a disease of which crop? That is a tea. What is the causal organism of blister blight? That is Exobasidium vixans. That is again important. Causal organism is important, which is Exobasidium vixans. Okay, so these are the things you have to remember from here. Rest is not that much important. Symptom, if we talk about what are the symptom, pale green to yellow spots are formed. Okay, pale green to yellow spots, we can say pale green to yellow spots. Okay, have you go through the like previous year questions, PYQs, or not? Have you seen what kind of questions they are asking? Hmm? Reply no. Okay, so we will discuss what they are asking. Okay, yes. So you go through the each and every, so you know very well what they are asking. So they are asking basically the physiological disorder that we will going to discuss in the, this class, nutritional disorder. There are very less question from the causal organism in your AHO exam, but in ADA exam they are asking this. Okay. Okay, so this is the thing you have to remember from this exobasidium. And one more important thing they can ask, it belong to Basidiomycota. Again, this is important because this is a different sort of fungi or name. So they can, if they have to ask you like advanced question, they can simply ask blister blight is pathogen belong to which of the phylum. So it belong to Basidiomycota. Since it is a it belong to Basidiomycota, so what kind of spore it is producing? Basidiospores. So this is also you have to remember from this disease that it belong to Basidiomycota. Correct? Okay. Next, we talk about, so these are not the major disease. Here you have to remember only the twig blight or stem canker that is caused by Macrophomina theacola. Okay, remember the causal organism. Now this is a twig dieback. So what is happening? There will be tip to backward death of the tissues. Tip to backward death of tissues. Okay. So this is twig blight. You have to remember only the causal organism. Next is black root rot. Again, this is a minor disease, so they can directly ask you the causal organism. And causal organism is Roselinia arcuata. Okay, again here you have to remember only the causal organism both for twig dieback, black root rot, and next we have brown blight or grey blight. And when we talk about brown blight or grey blight, it will be Pastylothiopsis and Colitotrichum species. Correct? It is Pastylothiopsis and Colitotrichum species. And what is the important thing that we discussed about Pastylothiopsis and Pastylotia regarding its spore? Okay, it is general pathology, but we have discussed it in disease of fruit crops also. What was the difference between Pastylotia and Pastylothiopsis? Very good. 5-celled and 6-celled. So here it is 6 or 5-celled. Pastylothiopsis. Since its name is bigger, so there will be less cell, 5 cells. And Pastylotia, its name is small, but it has more cells. Okay. So again, this is very important. Very good. Very good. So this was all about the disease of tea. Important things that I mentioned. Red rust, you have to study its causal organism. Okay, yellowness, which is a nutritional disorder of the tea, that is very important. Next, twig blight. What is the causal organism of the twig blight? Blister blight. Blister blight is the disease of tea, and the causal organism belong to Basidiomycota. If it is belonging to Basidiomycota, then it form basidiospores. Okay. So these are the important things that you have to remember about the tea. Next is the first disease is coffee rust. And tell me about the significance of the coffee rust. What is its significance? What is important regarding coffee rust? Historical importance. Anyone? Coffee rust is famous from which which epidemic? Hmm? Very important question. Since you are doing this horticulture, very good. This is a Ceylon or Ceylon epidemic. Very good. We have discussed it in our basic class. There I have discussed each and every epidemics in very detail. Okay. So Ceylon epidemics, it was, Ceylon epidemics, it was in Sri Lanka in the year 1869. Okay, in which year? It was in the year 1869. Correct? Next thing you have to remember is its causal organism. Hamelia vestatrix. And this is very interesting causal organism. Why? Because it is a rust. Okay, so it is forming what? Tell me what kind of spore it is forming if it is rust. We have discussed in detail about the rust in our basic class. Okay, but you just tell me, you go through those classes. Hmm? Basic classes of pathology. But this is very general. What kind of spores rust is producing? Wheat rust. Hmm? Uridospore, very good. Next is too common. Teleospore and uridospore, very good. So, when we talk about Hamelia vestatrix, so it has interesting. It's teleospore. Teleospore it is producing and uridospore. And uridospore or uridospore. So, when we talk about its teleospore, its shape is turnip shaped. What shape? Turnip shaped. And when we talk about its teleospore is turnip shape and uridospore is kidney shaped. That's why this thing is important. Hamelia is also important for its pathogen. Kidney shape and its T means teleo, T means turnip. Okay, T means teleo, T means turnip. So its teleospore is turnip shaped. Correct? And again symptom will be same. There will be rust pustules on the upper surface of the leaves. Okay, rust pustules will be there. Orange to brown uridial pustule are there. Okay. Okay, orange to brown pustules will be there. So this is important regarding the coffee rust. You have to remember majorly its the importance. And one more important thing, it is reported in India in which year? In India, it is reported in 1870 and epidemic was in 1869. Correct? And what happened during this? Most of the people replaced coffee with tea. Okay, so this was one of the major impact of this disease. And one more important thing you have to remember about this disease is its biocontrol agent. That is also one of the important thing you have to remember. So its biocontrol agent is what is it? Verticillium hemilia. Correct? So this is the biocontrol agent used in case of Hamelia vestatrix. Correct. So these are the important points you have to remember about the coffee rust. Next disease of the coffee is anthracnose or dieback. Again, the causal organism is Glomerella cingulata or Coltotrichum gliosporoid. This is its sexual stage I have written here. Okay. Glomerella cingulata is causing anthracnose. The symptom will be same. What are the symptoms? That is sunken lesions. And here there is formation of katte kai. Again, this is a Kannada word, katte kai, and which means what is happening to the berries. What is happening? What is this symptom? What is happening in this symptom? So, in katte kai symptom, the berries fail to mature. Berry fails to mature. Okay, so it fails to mature. One thing is there, and it became hard and shriveled. That is the symptom we called katte kai. Katte kai symptom. This is katte kai symptom. Correct? So it is a specific symptom of anthracnose dieback. Katte kai symptom is the important symptom of the anthracnose dieback. Is it clear? Okay. And again, if it is a anthracnose or coltotrichum, what kind of fruiting structure it is forming? What is it? This is acebuli. Again, this is important. It is forming acebuli. Correct? Next, you have to remember black rot. If we talk about black rot, there is nothing important in the black rot, just one thing, that is its causal organism, since it is a minor disease. So you have to remember only this black rot, that is Corticium salmonicolor. And what is happening in this? There is a formation of web mycelium. But here the important thing is only its causal organism. You have to remember only the causal organism of black rot, which is Corticium salmonicolor. Next, we have brown leaf spot. Again, you have to remember only the causal organism here, and it is Cercospora coffeecola. And what is the characteristic symptom of the Cercospora? Having light margin with the dark, sorry, light center with dark margin. So these are the symptom of the what? Cercospora. Correct? So this was all about brown leaf spot. Okay. Next we talk about damping off. Again, we were talking about Rhizoctonia solani, damping off collar rot. Again, it is a Rhizoctonia, and it causes damping off, and its resting structure is sclerotia. I am again and again telling, resting structure is sclerotia. Also here you have to remember causal organism, but since it is a common, basic and minor disease, so they will not ask you, like, this is very common damping off, so there is less chances that they will ask, but they can ask this berry blotch. First question arises from this. Berry blotch is a disease of which of the following crop? So it will be coffee. And what is the causal organism? Cercospora coffeecola. Again, Cercospora coffeecola will be the causal organism. So berry blotch, its name is important, its causal organism is important. So we have discussed about each and every causal organism in previous disease. So here you have to remember only the symptom. Next, what we have, cocoa, disease of cocoa. So I have enlisted all the important disease of cocoa because they are directly asking for the causal organism also, that is Shirley rot. That was in your exam of AHO, previous year exam, that is Shirley rot is a disease of which of the following? So it is a disease of cocoa. Now here I have enlisted all the disease, and you have to learn each and every disease with their only causal organism and the disease. Okay, because they are directly asking you. In your exam it was asked, Shirley rot is a disease of which crop? So it is cocoa. And otherwise they can ask that what is the causal organism of this Shirley rot? That is caused by the Coriototrichum gliosporides. Okay, this is important. Pink disease is important and its causal organism is Corticium salmonicolor. Again, they can ask which of the following pink disease, the disease of which of the following plantation crop? So it will be cocoa, and its causal organism is Corticium salmonicolor. Black pod is important. Uh, Again, it is caused by Phytophthora. Again, this is not important. Charcoal pod rot is important disease that is caused by Botryodiplodia theobrome. From here, you have to remember only disease and its causal organism. Okay, from this tables. So these are the disease of cocoa. Let's talk about disease of oil palm. Again, this is spear rot. This is very important in exam point of view, that spear rot is a disease of which of the following? What is a spear? Spear are the, what are spear? Small leaves. Spear is a small unfurled leaves. Okay, this is what we call spear. So spear rot is again an important disease of which of the following crop? That is oil palm. We have discussed this kadang kadang also. Kadang kadang is damaging two crops. One is coconut and other is oil palm, which is a viroid disease. Again, very important. Viroid disease, so this is important. Anthracnose, again this is common, so they will not ask. Leaf spot, they will not ask. Basal stem rot, we have discussed. It is, so it is Ganoderma again. So the important disease here of oil palm is spear rot. And similarly, when we talk about cocoa, that shirele is the important disease in case of cocoa. Okay. Next, so these were the some of the important disease of the plantation crops. Now we will start with the important disease of the spices. So firstly, we will talk about the disease of coriander. So important disease of coriander is the stem gall. This is very important. Question can be asked. Stem gall is a disease of which of the following? So it is coriander. Okay. So it is coriander. And what is the causal organism? So what is the causal organism? Proteomyces macrosporus. Again, this thing is important. That is Proteomyces macrosporus. So causal organism is important. And one more important thing, what is happening actually in this case? So if this is leaves, so all over leaves there is a formation of round seed-like, coriander seed-like galls. Okay, seed-like galls will form. What are galls? Galls are the hard mass of the cells. Okay, so there is formation of galls, just like looking like coriander. Okay, these galls are looking like coriander on the coriander leaf. Okay, so this is the typical symptom about the coriander leaf. Okay, one more important thing, that this disease occur at neutral pH. Okay, neutral pH is required for this. Okay, high soil moisture also lead to the formation of, soil moisture should be high, so this is not important. One more important thing here, it is systemic in nature. Generally, the viral disease are systemic, but this disease of coriander is also systemic in nature. Okay, so this is also very important, and it is first reported in Pusa, Bihar by Saido and Butler, 1911. I have written here also, where in Bihar, Pusa. Correct? So this was important disease of the coriander, that is stem gall. Name of the disease is important. Next, what is the important part? Its causal organism is very important. Next is wilt. Again, the wilt is caused by the fusarium. So you know the all the symptom of fusarium, and the subspecies here is coriandri. Former species is coriandri in case of this. Again, there is one more important thing about the fusarium. We have discussed fusarium form macro and microconidia. Okay, if we talk about macroconidia, this is falcate shape. And if we talk about microconidia, these are small spherical shaped conidia. Correct? So this is important regarding the fusarium. So these are the two important disease. And if we talk about blight, again I am talking if it is a blight, anthracnose blight, so the causal organism will be Colletotrichum gliosporides. And next is the powdery mildew. So which of the following powdery mildew is affecting the coriander? That is Ericyphe polygony. Okay, and Colletotrichum gliosporide, we know that is causing the anthracnose. So these are the again very common disease, that is anthracnose and this other disease. Next we have disease of black pepper. So again there is one important disease here, that is a pollu disease. Pollu disease is very important. Question can be asked, pollu disease is a disease of which of the following crop? So it will be black pepper. And what are the causal organism of the pollu disease? That is it is an anthracnose disease caused by Colletotrichum gliosporide. Symptoms will remain same. Okay, symptom will remain same, that is of the Colletotrichum, that is it is forming the sunken lesions. Okay, so one more important disease we have study yellowness. Yellowness is a disease of which crop? Here is yellow disease, but we have studied about yellowness. Yellowness is disease of which crop? Which crop? Tea, very good. That is tea, but here it is yellow disease and it is a complex of nematode and fungi. Again, this is very important. You have to remember each and every disease that I am discussing here. Next, we have foot rot and quick wilt. It is Phytophthora capsicum. Okay, Phytophthora capsicum is again important disease. Okay. Next, we have disease of cardamom. Cardamom again, cardamom disease. This first disease is important. Capsule rot. Other name of the capsule rot of the cardamom, that is azucal disease, and it is caused by Phytophthora nicotiana. Again, the symptom will remain same, that is of the Phytophthora, but the name of disease is important. That is azucal disease is a disease of which crop? So it is cardamom. Okay, so it is cardamom. Next, we have rhizome rot. Rhizome rot, again, not very much important. Yes, again, that is Katte disease. That is Kathe disease of the cardamom. Kathe disease of the cardamom is a question asked in your, again, this was in your exam. Okay, so they are asking similar question, whether it is AO, double AO, whether it is AHO, ADA. They are asking similar question from the similar topics. Okay, so this was the disease asked in your ADA 2017, and important thing here to remember is this Katha disease of the cardamom is caused by a virus. It is a viral disease which is transmitted by aphid. Okay, it is a viral disease which is transmitted by a aphid. So this is the important thing you have to remember. Question was, Katha disease of cardamom is caused by which of the following? So it is aphid. Okay, so again, we have discussed this. Next, we have disease of ginger. Again, rhizome rot is very common disease of the ginger. We can call it soft rot. Again, the causal organism is Pythium afenidermatum. Causal organism is important, or Myrotilum is important species. So this is the only thing here it is important. And yes, one more thing, there are two leaf spots. One leaf spot is of ginger and one is of turmeric. When we talk about leaf spot of ginger, it will be Phylosticta gingiberi, and when we talk about leaf spot of what? Turmeric, because they have same disease. This disease will be same for turmeric. Okay, in turmeric also soft rot will be there, rhizome rot will be there in case of turmeric. And when we talk about leaf spot of turmeric, it will be Tephrina. Okay, Tephrina species causing leaf rot in, leaf spot in case of turmeric. So there are two leaf spot. If we talk about Phylosticta leaf spot, this is very much confusion. There is two leaf spot, Tephrina leaf spot and Phylosticta. So Phylosticta leaf spot is a disease of ginger and Tephrina is a leaf spot of the turmeric. And rest other diseases are important for ginger and turmeric. This is the basic difference about the leaf spot. Leaf spot, Phylosticta, and other is Tephrina. Correct? Okay, so what is happening in the basically in the Phylosticta, there are spindle shape formation of spindle shaped spots. Okay, spindle shaped spot, and from this spindle word there is a disease in potato. What is it, and what is the causal organism of that spindle? Anyone? From this spindle word, which disease you are remembering? And that is very important. Spindle tuber virus disease, very good, and it occurred due to viroid. Okay, so you are listening properly. Very, very good. Okay, so spindle shaped spot in case of Phylosticta. So these are the two important points you have to remember from ginger, their leaf spots. That which is Tephrina is of ginger, turmeric, and Phylosticta is of ginger. Rest, rhizome rot, that is common for both the crops. Okay, so we have completed our this spices part. Now we will discuss some of the disease of medicinal and okay, medicinal disease, or we can say condiments also. Okay, so again, in your exam there is no questions from this condiments or medicinal crops, but these are the important crops that we have to discuss. So first is the disease of mint. So mint disease, first is rust. Again, causal organism is important. Puccinia mentha will be the causal organism, and there is a stolon in case of mint, which spread and is the important propagative material, that is stolen. So stolen rot is again important, and it is caused by again rhizoctonia. Okay, anything that is associated with roots, it will be either pythium, phytophthora, sometime fusarium, and rhizoctonia. Correct? Okay, so stolen rot is caused by rhizoctonia solani. Next we have wilt. If we talk about wilt of mentha, that is caused by verticillium alboetrum, and we have discussed about the fusarium and verticillium wilt very clearly in case of potato when we were discussing about the potato wilts. Okay, so you have to remember causal organism. Again, if we talk about the powdery mildew, Erysife coracearum is the causal organism of the powdery mildew of the mint. Okay, just go through once the causal organism and the disease part. Okay, as there is no special disease from this, like they have leaf spot, fusarium wilt, so there is no specific or peculiar disease in these crops. Okay, if we talk about the again the downy mildew of tulsi. Okay, downy mildew of tulsi, we talk about it is perennospora belveri. Okay, leaf spot, we have two leaf spot. One is coltotrichum, that is anthracnose leaf spot. Second, we have cercospora leaf spot here. Bacterial leaf spot is also there, that is caused by the Pseudomonas chicory. Okay, where bacterial leaf spot, what is happening, water soak lesions will be there. Okay, fusarium wilt, again fusarium oxysporum. So we are not discussing them in detail because we have discussed each and every pathogen in detail, and there is no specific or significant question from these topics also, because they have very simple disease. You can just directly check, like there is nothing important in this. Next we have disease of aloe vera. If we talk about disease, there is alternaria leaf spot in the disease, which is having target board symptom. Again and again we are discussing. Next we have basal stem rot. Again, if rot is associated with the stem, it will be fusarium or rhizoctonia or pythium or phytophthora. So here it is fusarium oxysporum. We have read all the symptom of fusarium oxysporum, that is vascular discoloration is the important symptom of vascular discoloration is the important symptom when we talk about the fusarium. And again bacterial soft rot we have discussed. Pectobacterium is again similar. Here it is pectobacterium, and it is causing the same thing. Any bacteria that is causing soft rot, it is releasing the pectinolytic enzyme. Okay, what it is releasing? Pectinolytic enzyme if it is causing soft rot. Correct? So these are the important pathogen of the aloe vera. Next is ashwagandha. Again, there is nothing important or very uh, different disease that we see in the ashwagandha. So there is damping off. Again, it is caused by rhizoctonia solani. Again, the disease associated with roots. I am again and again telling there are 4 pathogen associated. So rhizoctonia is one of the pathogen. Leaf spot, again here it is anthracnose leaf spot, that is caused by Colitotrichum gliosporides. Again, other leaf spot is due to the Alternaria alternata, we have discussed in detail. Again, one more wilt is there, that is Fusarium solani. So this was the important disease of our today's topic, that is we have completed disease of ornamental, we have completed medicinal. Okay, spices crops we have covered. Okay, so I think most of your disease are covered. Now we will discuss in general, what are the disease of phytoplasma, what are the disease of spiroplasma, what are the disease of fastidious vascular bacteria? Any doubt in the disease that we have discussed? Anything? Hmm? Anything you want to discuss regarding the disease we just covered? No doubt. Okay. So, the most important thing you will uh, study from these are their causal organism, different disease like we have discussed Shirley rot, polio disease. So in your exam, spear rot. So they are asking such type of disease in the exam, that is different. Calyx splitting we have, yellowness we have. So you have to study these disease causal organism, okay, their mode of spread, how they are spreading. This is important, okay. Now we will talk about the phytoplasma disease. Okay, so this is general. These are the general disease. So firstly, we will discuss about the three pathogen. What are they? First is phytoplasma, spiroplasma, and fastidious vascular bacteria. Okay, so when we talk about phytoplasma, it was discovered by Dewey et al. So this is general pathology. We have covered in that part also, but Davis, this is Davis. Leflech and Bove, 1970. Okay. So what is the difference between phytoplasma, spiroplasma, fastidious vascular bacteria? So major between these two. So these lack cell wall. Cell wall is absent. Here also absent, and here cell wall is present. Okay. So it can't be cultured. It can be cultured. This is the basic difference between the spiroplasma and phytoplasma. Can't cultured. Question can be asked that which of the following can be cultured, cannot be cultured. So it is phytoplasma. It can be cultured. Difficult to culture, but can be cultured on some specific medium. Okay, difficult to culture but can be cultured. Okay, so other thing, it is pleomorphic. What is the meaning of pleomorphic? That it is present in different shapes. Okay, present in different shapes. Correct. And when we talk about this, it is a spiral in shape or helical. Spiro means helical. Okay, and this is about the bacteria, but it cannot move. So these are some of the basic difference that we discuss, that we should know about the phytoplasma, spiroplasma, and fastidious vascular bacteria. Correct? Okay. So let's talk about the disease now. So first one is, one more important thing about this fastidious vascular bacteria, they inhibiting in the phloem. This is also in the phloem, and they are either in the xylem. I mean both in the xylem and phloem. So this is also important. This is present in the phloem. This is present in the phloem. This is either in the xylem or in the phloem. Correct? So let's discuss about the disease now. Grassy shoot, although it is a sugarcane disease, I am just telling you the names here, and you have to remember just which of the disease is phytoplasma disease. Grassy shoot is phytoplasma disease spread by aphid. Okay. So same phyllodes, if we talk about, it is again by Jessids. Phytoplasma, little leaf of brinjal, we have discussed in the brinjal, it is also due to the phytoplasma. And which phytoplasma? Hishimonas ficus. Sorry, it is spread by the Jessid, that is Hishimonas ficus. Okay, so these are the three disease of the that is caused by phytoplasma. Next we have other disease. We talk about coconut, this Tatipaka disease, that is also spread by the phytoplasma. Again, this is very important from your exam point of view. This coconut, this disease, okay, that is caused by phytoplasma. Okay, and next we have oil palm spear rot. Again, we have discussed in the oil palm also. This is a pathogen associated and vector borne disease. Okay, this is a vector borne disease again. So oil palm spear rot is again phytoplasma disease. What about coconut? In coconut, there is again one more important disease. Coconut lethal yellowing is also a phytoplasma disease. Peach yellow, ester yellow, sandal spike, pear decline. So these all are disease of phytoplasmas, and here I have mentioned each and every vector of each disease. If we talk about pear decline, there is a special vector here, that is a Piercilla. Okay, this is Piercilla. And when we talk about the coconut lethal yellowing, there is a plant hopper. Okay, plant hopper. When we talk about peach yellow, it is a leaf hopper. So they are not asking you the name of these hoppers. They are directly telling that pear decline is the disease caused by the phytoplasma, and its vector is Piercilla leaf hopper what? Aphid. So it is Piercilla. Again, this is leaf hopper for ester yellow. Okay. For sandal spike, it is also leaf hopper. Okay. So these are the important phytoplasmal disease we have discussed. This is again important in coconut. We have discussed two disease: coconut lethal yellowing and coconut Datipaka disease. Okay. Yes, yes. Leaf hopper, leaf hopper. Okay. I think here Jessid is written. Yeah, this is leaf hopper. Hishimonas ficus. Okay. Little leaf. Correct. So here they have considered leaf hopper as Jessids. Leaf hopper. Correct. Is it clear what are the phytoplasma disease? Okay. Let's move to the spiroplasma. So we have two important spiroplasma disease, that is citrus stubborn disease, and this question was in your AO exam. Okay, citrus stubborn or ADH, sorry, ADH exam. Citrus stubborn disease is a spiroplasma disease that is transmitted by the leaf hopper, that is Curculifer tenellus. This is important one. Second is a constant disease that is present in the maize, is again a spiroplasma disease that is spread by the spiroplasma concali disease, and its vector is corn leaf hopper, that is dull bulbous midis. Correct? Okay, so these are the important spiroplasma disease. Next, if we talk about the fastidious vascular bacteria, phloem limited. So I have told you there are two types of disease. One is phloem limited, one is xylem limited. So when we talk about the phloem limited, one is citrus greening, and other name of citrus greening is Hong Long Bing, that is in the China. We have discussed about this. Yellow dragon disease is also the name of citrus greening, and why we call them yellow dragon? Because there is formation of yellowing of leaves will be there. So these are the four disease. Clover club leaf disease, again it is a fastidious vascular bacteria. Okay, if we talk about cucurbit yellow vine disease, it is caused in the cucurbits. It is again phloem limited fastidious vascular bacteria. One more is papaya bunchy top, that is phloem limited fastidious bacterium. Okay, so these are the disease of the phloem limited. When we talk about xylem limited, we have two disease, that is Pierce disease, that is caused by Xylella fastidiosa. And what is the vector of this? That is leaf hopper homelodisca vitripennis is the vector of this. That is the leaf hopper, or we can say sharpshooter. Next, we have Phony peach disease. Again, it is a xylem limited fastidious vascular bacteria. Okay, and xylem feeding leaf hoppers are the disease. So from this list, you have to remember which of the following diseases is pyroplasma, which of the following disease is phytoplasma. This is the major thing you have to learn from this list that I have provided. Okay. Next, if we talk about almond leaf scrotch, okay, almond leaf scrotch. So it is in the almond, again xylem limited fastidious vascular bacteria. If we talk about plum leaf scald, xylem limited. Ratoon stunting, again this is in the sugarcane, but it is caused by Clavivector xyli, Pathovar xyli. Okay, citrus variegated chlorosis, again xylem limited. Next we have alfalfa dwarf. It is in the alfalfa. Again, it is a fastidious vascular bacteria disease, that is xylem limited. Is it clear? List is clear? Next, we have phanerogamic parasite. So from here, question can be asked that Cuscata is a holoparasite or it is a hemiparasite. So what is holoparasite? Holo means complete parasite, that is completely dependent on the host. Next is hemiparasite, that is partially dependent. Hemi means partially dependent on the host. Okay. So from here you have to learn that which is the holoparasite. Is it root? So we have two stem. Holostem parasite is Cuscata. Okay. Hemi or semi stem parasite is Dendrepthoi, or we can call it mistletoe. Next we have total root parasite, that we all know, Orobanchi. And now you will tell me, we have in which of the vegetable crop we study this as a disease, broom rape? Which vegetable crop? We have discussed it in the detail there. Okay, next we have root or hemiparasite. What is it? Partial root parasite. What is it? Striga. Okay, what is it? Striga. Brinjal. Very good. Brinjal is the correct answer. We have discussed it in the brinjal. So from this table, you have to remember this, that which is holoparasite, which is hemiparasite, and which is root parasite, which is shoot parasite. One more thing, this you have to remember, and about their families. Sometimes they can ask that what is the family of Cuscata, what is the family of Orobanchi. So you have to remember about the family and about their type of parasite, what they are, stem, root, what. Okay, so again phanerogamic parasite is complete. Next we have nutritional disorder. So to learn about the nutritional disorder, we have some tricks uh, uh, with which you can remember these. Okay, so if we talk about boron, so there are the different disease or disorder of the boron. So this is the trick. Ramesh got sick after taking tobacco and got brown heart, and doctor told to consume hollow cauliflower, cracked fruit, chicken and sugar beet, otherwise he will get heart rot. Okay, so this is the trick to remember the disease of boron. So first disease is what? Got sick after taking tobacco. So tobacco sickness, one of the disease, that is, sorry, these are not disease, these are disorders. So it is the disorder that is caused by boron. Next, what we have? Brown heart. So again, brown heart of cabbage and turnip is there. Okay. Next we have hollow cauliflower, hollow stem of the cauliflower is there. Cracked fruit, so fruit cracking, and internal cork of apple is there. Next we have chicken, so hen and chicken disorder of the grapes. Next is heart rot, again heart rot of the sugar beet is there. Internal necrosis in mango. Okay, internal necrosis in mango and cauliflower. So this you have to remember. So from this you can learn all these disorders. If we talk about next is magnesium, put spongy brown citrus in mug and keep it on the sand. Okay, so what about the magnesium? From sand, sandrone disease of tobacco is caused by magnesium. Next we have spongy tissue. Spongy tissue of the mango is again from the magnesium. Next we have bronze citrus. Bronze citrus. So citrus bronzing is again due to the magnesium. Is it okay? Next we have for the manganese, it is a man named Hala went to sugarcane field and then he saw grey, marshy, crinkled citrus and yellow sugar beet there. So how to remember the disease of the manganese? Phala blight of the sugarcane, Hala. Okay, or we can say that this Phala. Okay, so Phala blight of sugarcane is there. Next we have grey specks. Gray speck of oat, marshy spot of peas, citrus mottling is there. Okay, crinkle leaf of cotton and yellow sugar beet, speckled yellow sugar beet. Okay, marigold disease. Okay, in marigold there is one major disease that we uh, just see, that is alternaria, leaf spot, that is caused by the alternaria alternata. Okay, this is the important disease in the marigold. One important disease. Anything if there is, we will discuss. So there are many crops. Marigold, if we talk about marigold, so there is a disease that is leaf spot. So it is caused by alternaria alternata. This is the thing that I found important in this. So that's why it is not in your notes. Okay. Okay, if you want that, if there are some important disease of the marigold, then we will discuss in the tomorrow's class. Okay, but there is nothing new or nothing special disease like in the marigold. Cercospora leaf spot is also there. Yes. Okay, so if there are some important things to remember or just to read in the marigold, I will surely tell them in the tomorrow's class. Okay, but there is nothing important in the marigold. Okay, so this we have completed manganese. Next we have molybdenum, again whiptail of molybdenum. This is again very common. Scald of the French ant. This bear, blossom and rot was asked in your exam 2000. This was the question in your exam. Okay, this blossom and rot. Okay, so here this is Molly is a French lady having whip in her hand. So whiptail of molybdenum, molybdenum ki disease, whiptail of the cauliflower, and next is French bean, scald of French bean. So these are the two diseases of molybdenum. When we talk about calcium, a bitter black bear wither from the tree due to calcium deficiency. So what are the disease? First is bitter pit of apple. Okay, second is black heart of celery. Third is bear, that is blossom and rot. It was asked in your exam, so this is important. Next is wither tip of flax. Correct? Okay. Next we have zinc. Zinc, if we talk about zinc, again we have draw a dish with ink having white maize and bronze tips, make rose with apple and its little leaves with citrus. So when we talk about this disease, so white bud of maize, Khera disease of rice, correct? Mottle leaf of citrus, little leaf of citrus, bronzing tip. And one more important disease that occur due to the iron is green netting in citrus. Citrus net on iron rod. This you have to remember. This is important. Green netting disease in the citrus. When we talk about copper here again, you have this trick. So the important disease here is reclamation disease is again very important. Pear exanthema is again very important. And when we talk about the buttoning cause, nitrogen, there is buttoning of cauliflower. This is very, very important disease. Buttoning of cauliflower is due to which of the following disease? Next we have phosphorus. When we talk about phosphorus, so there is purplish discoloration of alfalfa and corn. Next we have potassium, that is cotton rust. Yes, again this is very important point to remember. The rust, cotton rust is caused due to the nutritional imbalance, and that is potassium. Okay, that is potassium. Again sulfur, we have discussed yellowing of the leaves, tea leaves, that is due to sulfur, we have discussed in the tea. If we talk about imbalanced water supply, so there will be black end of pear, water core of apple, cork of apple, straight head in the rice. Next, oxygen. So there are some disease, black, brown, red, all the colors. Black, brown, red. Okay, every color disease is there. Red heart of lettuce and cabbage, brown heart of the apple, and black heart of the potato. So these are the different nutritional disorders. Okay, any doubt in this? So you can remember them with the tricks that I have given. Okay, so this is very important. Direct question was there. That was the blossom and rot that occurred due to the deficiency of calcium. Okay. So now this is our last topic, that is non-nutritional disorders. So what they are asking from these disorders, what you have to remember from here? What you have to remember? You have to remember the crop and the disorder, because like calyx splitting. So if they are asking calyx splitting, they are asking the crop. Calyx splitting is a disorder of which crop? So you have to remember the disorder and the crop. So when talk about mango, there is a disorder, that is black tip of the mango, and I have written the cause, but they are not asking the cause, because there are multiple cause of these, like temperature fluctuations will be there, like oxygen deficiency will be there. Okay, high humidity, low humidity, so there is not a single cause. But here in black tip, again this is important, that it is a environmental cause, that is pollution, we can say. Okay, brick kiln gases, that is SO2 gas, or atmospheric pressure, pollution is one of the important or major cause for this. When we talk about other disorder, spongy tissue is there, jelly seed. Question can be asked, jelly seed is a disorder of which of the following crop? Direct question will be there. So it is mango. Next we have citrus granulation. Again this is very important. It was asked in your exam. This was also the question, that granulation is a disorder of which of the following crops? So it is citrus. Correct. Next we have citrus other non-nutritional disorder, that is oleosiliosis. Okay, oleosiliosis is the other nutritional disorder that we have in the citrus. When we talk about apple, water core and superficial scald is the disease of apple, or disorder of the apple, that is physiological disorder. These are non-nutritional, or we can say that physiological disorder. So here what is this physiological disorder? Environmental cause. There is environmental cause, no nutritional. Okay. Okay. Scorecard, you have to wait for some time, no? Huh? Okay, so let's finish this first. After that, we will listen to your queries. Next, we have tomato. When we talk about tomato, sun scald. Sun scald is important physiological disorder of tomato, and it is due to the high sunlight or excess sunlight. Okay. Next, we have potato. When we talk about potato, we have four things. Hollow heart, we have discussed, it is oxygen related. Black heart is also there. Greening is there. Cold induced sweetening in the potato is also there. Correct. Next is cauliflower. We have discussed buttoning in the cauliflower. It is due to the nutritional, and also there are two main reasons. Nutritional, what was it? That was nitrogen. Buttoning of cauliflower, nitrogen was also involved, and also environment is also involved. Okay, so if nitrogen is given and the environmental or physiological thing is given, so firstly you will choose nitrogen. Correct. Next we have cauliflower. Riciness is due to riciness is present in cauliflower, which is due to the high temperature. Correct. Onion, when we talk about onion, there is be bolting, and what is bolting? There is a premature formation of flower stalk. Premature formation of flower stalk. Okay, flower stalk. Correct. And when we talk about grapes, hen and chicken disease, it is due to poor fertilization. Again, it is not a nutritional disorder. Hen and chicken is poor fertilization. We can also relate it with boron, but there are other factor also. Hen and chicken is with boron. So when there is boron or poor fertilization, you will pick this boron. Correct. Next we have pomegranate, fruit cracking. Again, fruit cracking in pomegranate is due to irregular moisture. This is again environmental stress, physiological disorder of the pomegranate. Next is banana. There is choking in the banana, that is due to the low temperature. So these were the major physiological disorder of fruits and vegetable. Now let's talk about some of the physiological disorder of our ornamental crops. Okay. So last time question was from ornamental. Correct. So when we talk about rose, there is bent neck. Yes, bent neck is important. Bull head is important. Bluing of petal is important. Bent neck is important. So these four are the important physiological disorder of the rose. When we talk about carnation, there are two different physiological disorders in the carnation. One is calyx splitting, other is sleepiness. Sleepiness is again a physiological disorder of carnation itself. Okay. Next we have chrysanthemum. So there are again two disease of chrysanthemum. First is premature budding and heat delay. Okay, when we talk about gladiolus, bud blasting and blindness are the two important physiological disorder of the gladiolus. When we talk about gerbera, again in the bent neck is common in both rose and gerbera. Okay. When we talk about lily, bud blast and the leaf scorch will be there. Tulip toppling and blindness will be there for in case of tulip. Orchids, again bud blast is in the orchids, and poinsettia, that is a premature bract drop. So these are the different physiological disorder. Okay, you can also go through the main cause, but in your exam only they are asking the physiological disorder and the crop associated with that disorder. Is it okay? Now you will tell me what is your query. This was all about the class. Okay, so one thing you asked for is the marigold. Okay, marigold. So we have to discuss about the marigold if there is something important. Rest, you want to discuss regarding, as we have covered the AHO syllabus. We have covered all the disease of different crops. Okay. Now, any other thing except marigold disease. But there is Cercospora leaf spot in marigold. There is nothing new. There is Alternaria alternata that come in the marigold, and you know the symptom of this disease. But if there is anything important than this, we will discuss in tomorrow's class. Anything else? Anyone? So also tell me, how was the class? The three classes that we have covered. Hmm? Okay. Okay, so there is only one thing you want to discuss, that is marigold disease. Anything else that you think is important and we want this also? Anything else? Hmm? Okay. Okay, class was good. Okay. So one thing I will do in the next class, in the interaction class, that some questions I will ask, that how much you studied about the fruit crops, vegetable crops, ornamentals. Okay. Then we will start with the advances, some advanced topics. Okay. Okay. So from tomorrow, our classes will be on our course. So till then, prepare well. All the very best.